So he entered the classroom from through the back door, where a lot of the students that don't sit in the front, they sit in by that back door. And at that moment, we all kind of froze. I think somebody said something about, a shooter, and one of my students, and everybody panicked. Some froze. I think a lot of them stood up. Some of them froze in place. Some of them, I don't know if I screamed, just, find cover, go under the desks. A lot of them went under, curled up in a ball and under their chairs. And others run. And the guy stepped in about a foot inside the classroom, not completely, just like a foot. And then, or even less than a foot. Enough that I could see this figure, and it was so horrible because when you see someone who's totally masked, you don't see their face, you don't see their hands, you don't see it was like seeing a robot. It was like seeing something not human standing there, and all I could see was this silvery kind of a steel shiny weapon. I don't think it was a pistol. I think it was something larger than that. And then I could hear then the shots, and they were just as loud as the ones in the hallway. And it was just a nightmare. I think everybody under adrenaline did whatever they could. I don't know how long he stood there. Probably, he shot at least 15 shots. One after the other, one after the other, one after the other.
Bang, 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 bang.
He stepped out. And at that moment, because I don't recall what I did between his starting to shoot and what I'm going to tell you just now, my intuition told me he's walking down the hall and he's going to enter through the door I'm closest to. So I threw myself at that door, and I squatted and I held the door like this so that my weight would keep it from, and I was putting my foot on the wall and holding like this so that he couldn't open it. All the time aware that he could just shoot the door handle and open it. But the only thing I thought I could do was that. At least I'll attempt to stop it. And that lasted for about 10 minutes. It was an eternity, or 12 minutes. In the meantime, I told my students, and that I remember, I told the students, just escape through the windows, just kick the windows open and escape through the windows. And the first line of windows closer to the rows of seats couldn't be kicked. Couldn't be broken. They are made out of very hard glass, probably for insulation. So they attempted, they couldn't open those. But then the second set of windows higher up, they were open, and there was big enough an opening, so they started escaping that way. In the meantime, the rest, there were quite a few on the floor, wounded, and I had some kids that were very heroic, and were helping those that were wounded. And some of them, I don't know much about how to, what a paramedics do or what you do in a situation like that. But my students kind of knew what to do. So they were trying to cover the wounds with their hands so they didn't bleed to death. I think I'll be haunted by it. I definitely don't want to go to Berkey Hall because I couldn't go into that classroom after what I saw. I think the administration is going to move my class to a different building, same time but a different building. I don't know if I'll be nervous every time I teach. I don't know if I will. I don't know what the university is going to do. If they're going to put locks in rooms so that you can lock the room from the inside. I think that's one of the things that might happen. I don't know. That means we're going to have to use gate cards to enter into a building and leave. But what does that say about our society?